If you're an SSI beneficiary, there's some good news coming your way. The Social Security Administration is projecting slight but noticeable increases to monthly benefits in the near future. While the exact numbers are not yet confirmed, current inflation data and cost of living adjustment trends point toward a rise in how much you'll be seeing in your monthly check. That means more money directly deposited into your bank account or onto your Direct Express card, something all of us can appreciate during these financially uncertain times. In this video, let's break down what these changes could look like, how they'll affect your budget, and what you should realistically expect going forward. To start, these estimates and forecasts apply directly to Supplemental Security Income, or SSI. SSI is managed by the Social Security Administration, and while many of the same policies affect those receiving retirement, disability, SSDI, spousal, survivor, VA, or RRB benefits, today's focus is entirely on SSI numbers. If you're someone who's asked, how much more could I actually be getting? This will help give you a clearer idea. Let's start with the basics. Right now, the maximum SSI monthly benefit for an individual is $967. If you're a married couple receiving SSI, the maximum amount you can get is $1,450. These aren't new numbers, you've probably seen them on your check already, but they provide the base for calculating what any increase would look like. A 2.5% cost of living adjustment, or COLA, applied to $967 would mean about a $24 increase each month, bringing the monthly check to roughly $991. For married couples, a 2.5% COLA increase to $1,450 comes out to about $36 extra, lifting monthly benefits to around $1,486. But here's the thing, these numbers are based on current projections, and there's good reason to believe they'll be going higher. We just got a fresh round of inflation data, and economists are already adjusting their expectations. Prices are rising across multiple sectors: food, fuel, transportation, and retail, to name just a few. What's more, recent global events, particularly tensions in the Middle East and new tariffs on imported goods, are making things more expensive. Gasoline prices are surging again due to oil supply constraints. That's leading to increased transportation costs, which retailers are then passing along to consumers like you and me. Every product that gets shipped to a store becomes more expensive to stock. So stores are hiking prices. And while many of them point to tariffs and supply issues, the truth is that some are simply using the moment to increase profits. Whether it's groceries, clothing, electronics, or basic household items, we're all paying more. That's where COLA comes in. It's designed to help Social Security benefits keep up with inflation. But the formula used to calculate COLA, the CPIW, doesn't always reflect the spending habits of seniors and lower-income recipients. It's based more on working individuals, not retirees or those on fixed incomes. That's why a lot of experts argue that the CPIE, which focuses more on seniors' expenses like healthcare, should be the standard instead. Still, a 2.5% COLA isn't the final word. We're only in the early stages of the annual assessment. With inflation still trending upward, there's a solid chance that COLA for 2025 could be closer to 3% or even more. If that happens, your SSI check would rise further than current projections suggest. Every percentage point matters. A 3% increase instead of 2.5% would mean roughly $29 more for individuals and over $43 for couples every month. So while nothing is official yet, early indicators suggest your monthly check will go up. Maybe not dramatically, but enough to help a little. And when you're living on a fixed income, every dollar counts. However, it's important to note that these increases aren't guaranteed. COLA could technically be zero. It has happened before. There have been 3 times in the last 15 to 20 years when there was no increase at all. The government said inflation was too low to justify an adjustment. Of course, people receiving SSI would strongly disagree, as they continue to see prices rise in real life. That's why you should take all these estimates with a grain of salt. We're basing them on current data and trends, but everything is subject to change, especially when global markets and federal policies are so unpredictable. Still, the general direction seems to be upward. So it's reasonable to expect some form of increase. One other important point for SSI recipients: many of you are also covered under Medicaid or Medicare. If you're what's known as dually eligible, meaning you receive both, you may have more options than you realize. Some people don't know that dual coverage gives them more flexibility in choosing health plans and may open up access to additional support. It's worth reviewing your Medicare plan to make sure you're not missing out on benefits or savings. Many third-party services offer this review for free and could potentially save you a good amount each month. As cost pressures continue, the key to surviving and thriving is a two-pronged approach. Increase your income where possible and decrease your expenses wherever you can. Social Security COLA adjustments take care of the income part to some extent, but trimming unnecessary costs can make a real difference too. If you're already stretching every dollar, even small increases in your benefit can help reduce stress. It's not life-changing money, but it might mean you can pay a bill on time, buy a little more food, or avoid dipping into savings. And that matters a lot when you're living on a fixed budget. Now, let's talk about what all this means and bring it together. This moment is a reminder of how many people in this country rely on SSI not just as assistance but as their primary or even sole source of income. When we hear about a possible $24 or $36 increase, to some it might not sound like much, but to others, that small bump could be the difference between filling a prescription or going without, between paying the electric bill or risking a shutoff notice. That's why this matters. The problem isn't just inflation, it's how slowly the system adjusts to real-life price changes. The lag between what we pay at the store and what we get from Social Security can feel frustrating. It's also unfair that many of the formulas used to determine benefits are based on outdated economic indicators. Seniors and people with disabilities spend differently than the average worker. They spend more on medical care, prescriptions, housing, and utilities. They're not out buying new cars or upgrading to the latest phone. They're trying to survive. The potential for a 2.5% COLA increase, while better than nothing, feels inadequate when you compare it to how much everything has gone up. Rent, food, even basic cleaning supplies have skyrocketed in recent years. It feels like every time you go to the store, the total. We'll keep watching the numbers and sharing the updates as they come in. The final COLA announcement is expected in a few months, and until then, all we can do is plan based on what we know now. The most important thing you can do is stay informed, double-check your benefits, and look into services that might help you stretch your resources. These small steps can add up. And remember, you're not alone. Millions of people are navigating the same challenges, and together we can help each other stay afloat. Take care, stay safe, and stay tuned.